Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, I'm Spirit Medium Laura, your host of this radio show. I've been channeling spirit for over 30 years and recently was chosen for the 2014 book 100 Top Psychics in America. Here's how to love your readings on this radio show. L is for let spirit lead. O is for only one question or connection per caller. V is for validate all advice with a licensed professional. And E is for enjoy the show. Stay tuned for additional announcements.
Hi, everybody. Tonight's show might be a little different than normal because the switchboard is a little light, which is fine. I always look at what is Spirit trying to tell me or what should I be doing with what comes in. And who knows? I did a little channeling before the show to see what was to be spoken about. And there's something very interesting that Spirit wants to share with everybody, so maybe that's why the switchboard is a little bit light. But I also have learned after doing the show for a while that you can never tell. It could be light one moment, next moment it's completely flooded, so let's see what happens. Welcome to Spirit Medium Laura, Mediumship and Messages, and also Healing. I will focus on mediumship for the first 30 minutes or so of the show, depending on what's going on in the switchboard. And then I will do a mix of healing, mediumship, messages, and whatever else needs to be handled. So welcome to the show. The website for this show is spiritmediumtv.com. That's spiritmediumtv.com. And there you can do one of four things or all of four things, but you can basically do four things. First is get a sale on a private session with me, 25% off. That's item one on spiritmediumtv.com. You can also enter a contest, which is a monthly contest, to win a session, a psychic session with me. That's item two. Well, the instructions are item two on that page, but I'll tell you right now, all you need to do is go to spiritmediumtv.com and join the mailing list, upper right portion of the page. Then number three is you can jump to queue. If you have an urgent matter that just can't wait, donate 8 and jump the gate. That's item 3 on spiritmediumtv.com. And item 4 is, get ready, brace yourself. You can actually watch the show live, which is a video of me at the end of the page, spiritmediumtv.com. So, let's see if there's anything else going on that merits a mention. I also have there a link to my events meetup page, and of note or something of interest, a couple of things actually, but I am doing in person a monthly message circle. That's the second Sunday of the month. And on the same day, I also do a monthly development circle. And I will be including spirit art in there. In other words, if some people want to practice drawing what they receive or somehow graphically representing in any way, that also could be part of the development circle. And so I'll always have a little lesson, and then most of the time you will be working, like a workshop. It's a development circle. Is there anything else I need to say? It's always something. I'm going to be part of, I don't think I put that yet on my meetup, but I'm going to be part of a telesummit that is called Sacred Stories, produced by Reverend Patricia Brooks. I will be featured live on the 29th of October, but if you go to patriciabrooks.net, I think it is. You'll see you can sign up. There's a lot of great speakers, some very famous luminaries in that series, and it's free. So you might want to sign up for that. I think it's patriciabrooks.net. If you can't find it, just email me. You can find my email at spiritmediumtv.com. And also, I'm going to be doing a Halloween party. Yay! On the 27th. That is featured on my meetup. And you'll be able to get very inexpensive 10-minute quick readings with me at a costume party, Halloween party on the 27th. That's all live, except for the telesummit, which is obviously not live. Okay, so what I want to see, is anybody else? One of the persons come into the queue. So what I'd like everybody to do that is listening to prepare for the readings So I need you to please sit back in your respective seats, uncross your arms and legs, and start to focus on your breath from your abdominal area, allowing yourself to completely let go and relax. Completely let go and relax. And if you are desiring an other side connection, please call in your loved ones. And if you're not sure, as I know there's somebody in the queue who's not sure what she wants, but still call in your loved ones to add extra potency here. And if I do get to you, which I think I will, at least you'll have called them in, which is very important. So go ahead and call in your loved ones from the other side. Those that are wanting a healing and or something else, messages, answers to questions from psychic realms, please call in. Please focus in rather on your issues today. So let's just unwind, focusing in on what I've just said to do. I'm going to go off and invoke the Master Prayer. I'll be back in a millisecond. Okay, good. And so now what I need you all to do is on your next exhale of breath, I need you to release into the space your energy, and I will connect us. One moment, please. Okay. And I get a message for the group that everybody here is a little bit more calm than usual. Not sure what that means. I just dropped something here under the desk. I'm getting myself a little bit more comfortable. Calmer type of people here today than usual. Less issues. Most of the people that are here, even though you may need a healing or you have a question or what have you, more evolved souls are here this evening. And there's something going on energetically right now, which is interesting. Those people that need more help are not showing up this evening, but rather I'm attracting in people who are more established, more stable, who don't need as much help, because this is going to be a more advanced show tonight. That's what they're telling me. I am about to do now some channeling, so bear with me for a moment while I call in the beings I was talking to earlier. I usually do a sign of the cross because I was raised Christian, so please bear with me. We are here, not to worry, we have not left you. We are the ones, but there are other beings with us that would like to talk more about personal matters, matters of the heart, but also matters of the soul. We were channeling with you earlier about what an angel is and why there are so many on earth today. You yourself, Spirit Medium Laura, do not believe in angels as an archetype, nor as the traditional definition of one. But we would like to differ with you. We would like to speak to you about what an angel is and how they affect Earth and its frequencies, its dimensional frequencies at this time, this point in time, which of course you know is another thing that is not real. All of you on Earth know, or should know, that Earth's time is not real time. Real time is every time, all time. But Earth's time is a point on a continuum that's relative to real or all time. We are in the frequency of all time. We do not follow Earth's time. Well, all we are really saying, to translate what we just said, is there is no time really in the realm of spirit. There is only all time or the now. But on Earth, you have the experience of linear time, which is fine. We're saying this for a reason, because we are setting a precedent for what an angel is, an angelic being. There are angelic beings that live without or outside of the Earth time, outside the Earth realm. They are at higher dimensional frequencies of which Earth does not have access to. Most of the souls on Earth are not experiencing angelic beings as we are describing this evening. Most of those on Earth are experiencing angelic beings, but not of the sort we're going to speak about right now. There are angelic beings that are so evolved they can no longer come close to Earth. These are the beings that work with us on our messages to you. We translate their higher frequencies down to an earth level so it can be understood. There are also demonic beings which come from the angelic realm, but have transgressed and live in lower frequencies. The reason we tell you this is to let you know that there are angels and there are demons. However, they are of frequencies so remote from Earth. Earth does not experience them the way they are traditionally depicted through Earth literature and fantasy fiction, if you will. We are part of a higher frequency being, but we are not of the earth dimension, nor are we of angelic dimension. We are of our dimension, which is of a higher frequency. We come to earth to help you. We come to earth to help you see things in new ways, have better outlook, be more positive. We are of a area of the sun, an area of the solar system, an area of space that does not include Earth. We are from far away. We come in through Laura, for she is one of us. She is of a higher frequency as well, but she does not know this yet, for she had to adapt to Earth's frequencies to live in this dimension and speak with you or through us. We are happy that she has made the shift and is able to live within the lower frequencies or slower frequencies of Earth dimension. Some of you are having the same difficulty that Spirit Medium Laura has on a regular basis. It is hard to live in Earth's frequencies on a regular basis if you have come in at this time on Earth. If you have planted your soul thusly at this point in linear time, many of you have come in as sacrificing souls to help Earth move to higher frequencies. Of course, not all of Earth will move to higher frequencies, but there is a new Earth and a new world being born that will resemble the old Earth in many ways, but be at a vibrational frequency that does not have the Earth's frequency within it. It will be a new world in which many of you are craving to live in, a place that you can have an open heart, a place that you can live with others who are creative, a place where your efforts will be rewarded, and in turn you will reward others that are like you. These are the earth angels we spoke about earlier. These are the angels on earth. So if you feel at times that you do not belong within the harsher reality of the lower frequencies, it is because you are part of the evolutionary team that has come to help those on earth that would like to move to those higher vibrational frequencies. So in summary then, the term angel can be very confusing for most. It depends on how you define angel. There are angels on earth. They are a team of those that have been transported and teleported from other frequencies and dimensions to help Earth evolve. And there are angels that are literal beings, higher dimensional frequency beings that cannot come to Earth, for it would crush them or ruin them in some way. They would annihilate in Earth's frequencies, but they do work with Earth. The higher frequency angels, the ones that are angelic and of higher dimensions, they work through beings that are closer to Earth. The lower dimensional beings, those that are demonic in nature, they also work with lower dimensional beings that are closer to Earth. And so as you can see, the universe is a very complex environment. Nevertheless, we will now allow you to begin your day with Spirit Medium Laura. Namaste. Okay, and I certainly have no idea why they're saying this, but I find it very interesting anyway, because that was always something I was talking about. I felt instinctively that the traditional definition of angels that is used quite a bit somehow was lacking, and in any event, now they've given us some other ideas. Okay, so I am going to go to the phones, and there is somebody here who is definitely waiting for an other side connection. And Susie, if you're around, if you could clear one other person for the other side while I'm working with this Nancy, it would be very helpful, as I do not have anybody else that really wants that. Thank you, honey. Appreciate that. Okay. And there is somebody who said she would take either, but I want somebody who is definitely needing that. Okay, I'm going to Nancy. Hello, Nancy. How are you, honey?
Hello, I'm doing fine, thank you.
Okay. Oh, my goodness, I'm getting a message that you are a God-given gift to mankind, Nancy. You are a very dear person, very helpful to others. You're always giving, giving, giving. You have a heart of gold, and there's a mother frequency or energy here with me now saying these things. She says to me, and a mother energy or mother frequency or mother figure could be a myriad of different people. So I'm going to continue and develop it a little bit further. There's a roundness to her figure. Looks like she might have had, let's put it this way, she wasn't concerned with counting calories, although she's not obese. She's just carrying a little extra weight on her. She's, but she says to me she wore good undergarments, so it didn't really matter that much. Okay, Mom. She's got, I see salt and pepper in her hair. So it looks to me like the undertones were brown, at least. I don't know how dark. Doesn't look like they were terribly dark. And there's a mid to shorter length haircut, kind of wavy and like that. She's wearing more of a matronly kind of dress right now. She's very nurturing energy. She also looks like her arms, her forearms and so on were more like a little bit wider and maybe shorter arms and shorter legs. She's trying to show me a stockiness to her build, which sort of evidences in the arm area and the hand area. And she's a very loving person. So she comes in today to say hello to you, and I can't get the word frequency out of my mouth and all those other things that were going on a moment ago. So bear with me as I try to clear to an earth dimension from that other frequency. Mom, do you want to help me with this? And now, are you, Nancy, you give me the impression from the words Mom was using, you do something that's very helpful to other people, like you're a caretaker or somebody who heals others. What do you do for a living, honey?
Okay, I'm a retired mental health nurse.
Oh, perfect. Okay, that's exactly what I was going to say, nurse, but I wanted to leave it a little bit broader just in case I didn't get it exactly. Your mother is here, or a figure like a mother figure to you, and she's just like me in many ways. But I don't get the feeling that she moved on to higher education. Whoever this figure is, this person here, I don't feel she was quite as as evolved, as educated as you. Well, she actually is going into evolution too a little bit, saying something about noble with a noble cause like you did. She says she had more of a home and a family kind of thing that she was taking care of. She loved her family very much. She says you are one of several children in the family. You're not alone. In other words, you're not a solo child, only child, several kids in the family. I don't know if they're all of hers or what that means just yet. I need to refine that because that's an open-ended statement. And I'm trying, as I speak rather quickly, to get a real handle on her. Hold on. Come in, Mummy. Okay. This chubbiness, roundness, straight nose, roundness in the cheek area. Loved people, loved life. Very outgoing, giving kind of person. Wouldn't hurt a fly, but would have a little trouble. This is kind of funny. She says, I wouldn't hurt a fly, but I might have had trouble getting my arms around you to hug you because I was a little bit robust and yet had shorter arms, you see. So she says she might have had trouble getting you in her arms, but she'd do her very best. Uh, and, full figured, you see. I got the breasts and the arms and all this. Very loving kind of person. Okay, let me see what else I can get before I come back to you. She cares about you more than herself right now in your own life. She says you're going through some issues now that she, your mom, or whoever this is, would like to help you with. I need, Mom, from you a few more identifications, please, so that we can go back to Nancy, okay? And then you can give her the personal messages, Mom. Okay, she says, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get you off course, Laura. She says, I'll talk a little bit more about myself. There's something to do with heart problems with her and cholesterol problems. Do you remember that, honey? Nancy, mother having? Okay. Heart, cholesterol problems, not average build or height, a little bit smaller than most in terms of height, but not completely a shorty or shrimp either. She says, Okay, she says she was a mesomorph in her youth and then over years gained weight, but not to the point of, obesity. Certainly not at that point, but just to talk about her body type a little bit more to give me additional figures and facts. I see her wearing very unusual. Oh, let's say it to you this way, very specific. That she might have had to wear support hose. I see support hose on her legs. She's wearing a skirt that goes a little lower than knee, and then I see something on her legs that looks like she's trying to stop swelling in her leg area, in her calf area. So it either was support hose or it literally was one of those things that kind of helps just, helps with water retention and that kind of thing. Do you remember that, please, for the person I'm speaking about? You do? Okay, good. Oh, not good.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, yeah. And it's a very specific thing. So she's trying to, and she's a little, she's like almost, she's kind of cute because she's like, okay, all right, I'll give you the stuff you need. Can we go on now, please? So she's trying to give me all this specific stuff so that she could get to the personal message, which she's chomping at the bit to give you. She says, yes, I'm very agonized right now. I really want to talk to my beautiful daughter. And she also gives me another word or name, like as if there's a Laurel or a Larry or LA kind of name. You know that? Okay. That's
That
around.
was my dad.
Yeah, she says around her in spirit. She says he's around her in spirit. He's with her too. The whole family is here. We love you very, very dearly. We're sorry that we could not be around with you right now. And she goes back to this something going on with you. Trauma in your life right now that's going on that's a little bit upsetting to you. She uses a word a little more dramatic than that. She says it's a health problem and a health issue. She says, but soon it will be eradicated and you will be on the good foot. Again, do you know anything about that, please? Nancy.
Yeah, my arm. Yeah, my right arm is just, I can't even use it hardly. Saying I need to go see the doctor.
All right. No wonder she says agonizing. It will be behind you. So the bottom line is she's giving you a personal message that will be behind you soon, and you're going to get everything that you need for your health and your health care, and your mind will be at ease. And there's something about have you been taking aspirin? I get the feeling of you taking a painkiller or something like that that's just not doing the job.
No, I haven't been taking any painkillers.
Oh, okay. Well, they're going to give you something that will, I don't know. I don't know how to interpret this, but I just see the arm and I see as if something, it reminds me of something like an aspirin, but it'll be a painkiller they're going to give you. This is what she's showing me. Let me see if there's anything else she wants to show me or say about this. You'll know what to do when you hear the doctor. You'll add to the care yourself. It looks like there'll be some kind of hot and cold treatment, in particular hot treatment, like warmth that will be given to it to loosen it up. So those are things she's saying. I don't take responsibility for that. Of course, you know to go to a doctor, and all any advice actually on the show is only in complement to licensed professional help. So I want to thank you, Nancy, so much for coming in today, and I want to thank you, your mother, for coming in today. So thank you so much, love.
Oh. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Sure. Thank you, love. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. And if there is anybody, I will go to Danny Marie in a moment. If I don't have anybody else, there is another person. Then I will go to the other two that are waiting there. Danny, you'll be one of the people I probably will get to, so don't worry about that. Okay, Carrie, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. Thanks for taking my call.
Today, Spirit wants to talk about the people who are calling before I go to the other side. So what I hear about you is you're a very loving person, very loving person. I also feel a male to you in spirit, and it could be, I don't know who it is just yet, but I feel more of a male energy. You probably have a few people in spirit you could talk to at any one point in time. Let me just see who wants to develop for Carrie, 401 area code. Okay. There's a couple of relatives, mother figure, father figure. I see a few people here. I also see it's going to come in a little bit more general at the moment, and then we'll hone it down. But what I see is a family looks like a family that had a more rural your history of the family, a more rural kind of background. I see actually a family. It looks like they were on a farm. Do you know anyone in your family in the background, you know, through the history of the family that was more in a rural kind of environment, please?
I mean, generally, yes, but not specifically, no.
Okay. Well, right now I see a family that's showing me rural farming, that kind of a thing. So I just see people lined up. It's kind of like one of those pictures you'd see from, oh, I don't even know his name. Forget it. My mind is like, I'm in another dimension to eat this evening. But like if somebody's holding a pitchfork, there's a big pile of, what do you call it, behind them, a big pile of hay, there's a cow, there's a mother and the father, and they're looking very simple, and that kind of thing. So they're just trying to give me family background for you, just the first thing. No,
Well, going through photos recently, it was a family portrait taken of my former boyfriend's family, and sort of just a funny snapshot, but it was the same exact description you're giving me right now.
oh,
So I actually just saw that photo a few days ago.
oh, how funny. Okay. Yeah, I'm like, okay, was this the Beverly Hillbillies? I don't know what it is. It was like,
Yeah,
just,
it was like glamour shots, like an old family photo.
oh, okay, perfect. Okay, and I don't know why I'm getting that photo because it's not your family. Maybe it'll have to do with him. I don't know. Now, obviously, I don't have much control. I have some control, but not complete. Okay, so where are we going with this, Spirit? Want to show me somebody stepping forward, please? Rural background is in your family as well. He's not the only one with rural background. We were showing you this to show you similarities in background. You are very much like him, and he's very much like you, your boyfriend and family background. Both of you get along really, really well. Now, who's saying this in spirit? Please show me who. Hold on, honey. Okay, there is a mother figure, okay, a mother figure. I also felt a father figure before, but now I feel a mother figure. This is an older person. Okay, she's like maybe a second generation away. She looks like she's very beautiful. She shows me herself in her youth. She's got long hair. It's dark. She pulls it back a little bit. I don't even know how to describe this because she's very pretty. Even features oval face, white skin. Looks very well kempt, well taken care of. This is a mother on your grandmother on your father's side. There's several people on your father's side right now that want to come through. Okay, so one person that she knows, Carrie knows, would they please come through? Father wants to come through. Now, do you have a father in spirit, Carrie, or am I going for grandpa here? You. Carrie.
Yes, I do.
Okay, your father is here. He wants to say something to you. He says, our family is very much like your boyfriend's family. He says, yes, we had some kind of heritage that goes back to a place where there were fields and farms and things like that. He says, I'm very proud of our family. Okay, Dad. Those are things probably Carrie can't say too much about. So give me you. Okay? Give me you. Okay. Let's see what I could do with him here. Please come through, love. Now, I don't know why he's showing me this. Because according to you, you don't know about these things in the family. But I will tell you, I see a man who's dressed more like as if he's agrarian. He's wearing a farmer's kind of hat. It's a hat with a brim on it. Okay, looks a little weathered and worn. He's wearing overalls and a simple kind of shirt. And he looks like he's just real basic. I'm not going to say too much about that right now because I have a feeling you can't connect it. Right, Carrie? You can't connect it. So let me just let me just continue. Okay, so there's a man here who's clean shaven who looks a little bit more modern. He looks like a smart guy. He's got shorter hair. That's the agrarian side of the family. Keeps going on about that. I don't know why it's important. Maybe, hopefully, he's going to connect the two when we're late, you know, as we continue with this, love, Carrie. But I do see a man who's wearing a white shirt. He does like to smoke. The white shirt symbolizes a white collar worker. Do you know if Dad was a white collar worker? I'm going to try to.
Yeah.
Okay. The white collar worker. He also has a cigarette coming out of his mouth, as if he did like to smoke at least an earlier part of his life. Did Dad smoke? Please, do you know that? Please.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Yes.
Usually when they show me smoking, it's for a health reason. It might have something to do with his passing. You don't need to answer that. I'm just letting you know. See slender. I see slender build, very economical, or very Okay, very value-minded in terms of the way he spent money, very careful and fastidious about money, spending, things like that. I don't know why he says health as well, because if he was smoking, let me see what he means by that. Dad, what do you mean by that, honey? Not when I was younger, I didn't care about my health, but as I got older, I got more into health. I took better care of myself. Do you remember that about Dad, please? Yes or no, Karen?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so he gave up all his, um, his bad habits that he had when he was younger. He also gives me a sense of something to do with writing and printing. Something like that. Did he work in that industry or was he in the news business? Because he gives me that feeling.
He owned his own business. He owned a sporting goods store.
Okay. He says
he did screen printing.
Screen printing, because he said something about printing press. So he did screen printing. Oh, it's part of that business. Okay. Okay, Dad, you're on now. Thank you. He's giving me very specific information. Okay. Now he's gonna. No, you're not off the hook that easily, Dad. He wants to talk about you, but I want to just say something and find something else with him, please. Hold on. Now, there's a lot in the family is going on right now. Everything's in an upheaval. He says, I'd like to give you my notes on the subject. Okay, Dad, what do you mean by that? You've been trying to figure out things on your own, Carrie, he says, but I want to give you some intelligent advice. He says, stay out of the mess. Stay out of the whirlpool of confusion. He says, you won't get anything done with anybody, and they won't listen to you at all. He says, you have to do things on your own to figure it out. It's like, I have no idea why he's saying this, and I'll come back to you in a moment. But it's like having a ball of yarn. It will be unraveled slowly, but you just have to find that one piece to pull out. You'll do it better without talking to anybody. You'll do it better on your own, and you'll figure it out on your own. He says, don't listen to anybody else. Figure it out yourself, and then turn back to them with a solution. It seems like whatever's going on, you need to work with other people to figure it out, Carrie. But you're better off doing it on your own than trying to do it in concert or in cooperation with others. You have to turn your back on them for a while, go off, figure it out on your own, and then come back with a solution. Does that make sense to you, honey?
Yes, I'm trying to sell his property right now, actually, and I have to coordinate with my uncles, and it's been very difficult because he passed last July. So we're still in the process of trying to do that, and it's sort of just fallen all on me.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, he said
very
it's very hard. Yeah, yeah. So what you need to do is to go off, maybe even go, do some research, do some troubleshooting, problem solving. Let me see if he can give you something specific, honey, that you need to do on. Oh, I also see well, your name is Carrie. I see a name like a Robert. I get a name like that also. I have no idea who that goes with.
His middle name is Robert.
Okay, perfect. Okay, well,
but Bobby is also a cousin. He's a lawyer in our family, so maybe he wants me to call him.
Yeah, it could be. All of a sudden, I start seeing this name. It's like with a Y at the end, but I also get Robert, so it could be a Bobby and Robert. Okay, so let me see. Dad, do you want to say something about all this, love? Who should she go to? There is a lawyer that you could go to, and that's what I was going to say before. Is it Bobby that you should go to? Yeah, you should do it on your own, though. Do not do it with others. Don't ask them for permission. Don't ask them for advice. Go off and figure it out on your own, and then come back with a he's making a poem with a slice, the way to slice it. He says each person will get their portion of diminished return. Nobody will get everything, unfortunately. Nobody can win. It has to be a compromise. You will get the majority of everything, as I have said, but you do need to go to somebody on your own. Should it be Bobby, though, Dad? No, not Bobby, because he's in the family. Go to somebody independent of the family.
Okay.
Okay, Bobby, he just gives me names because they show validation. So go on your own, go to a lawyer and see what can be done. See if there's anybody else who can help. There might be more to this, like there might be some kind of title search or something that needs to be done in terms of forensics. Forensic accounting or something. So you may even you'll start with a lawyer and then you'll see what he suggests, because I think he might suggest a forensic accountant or something like that to go with it. Then you'll go back and you'll say, look, this is the deal. And he says it will make sense. And you'll have proof, and everything will fall into place. But the problem is you're trying to be nice and I found this. What do you think, Uncle so and so, whatever? And they're all giving you a hard time. And it's only confusing things. So do it on your own and then come back to him. Okay, Carrie?
Okay.
Thank you, honey.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, love. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, I am now going to go to the lovely lady who needs a healing, if she's still there, Michelle, and then I will go to Danny Marie. I hope I'm saying that. Yes, I'm saying it right. I remember now. Danny Marie. Okay, so first I'm going to Michelle. Hello, Michelle.
Hi, Laura.
Hi, love. I hear you're in a hospital. You said that to me earlier, and you want a healing of some sort. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Now, I'm going to give you an opportunity, rather than me just do a screen of your body, to tell me what you'd like in the healing. Otherwise, I'll just go and do an energetic screen of you.
Well, it's just that in general, I've come down with one little injury and thing after another, and I just have some migraines and some gastritis, nothing big, but migraines are scary. You never know if they're ever going to go away on you, and they're very debilitating. So that's really my issue.
All right. But you're not in the hospital for that, are you? No.
Yeah, they kept me in. I literally.
Oh, for observation. Oh, for observation. Yeah. I hear. Okay. All right. Let me just see here if they're going to give me any messages and what I can do. I first want to go get information, and then I will look into. I will do a little bit of a healing on it. Okay, healing takes time to do it right, but getting information, doing a quick healing, it doesn't take a lot of time. So let me just go to that. Miss Michelle, she's calling from 203. So the first thing I get is some kind of polarization in the brain. What do they call that when you have a headache that starts from temporal lobes or something? There's something going on with that. Maybe they didn't tell you that. I don't know. Okay.
No.
All right, hold on. Did you hit your head a few years ago, honey?
Hit my head a few years ago.
Did you have any kind of hit your head at all, honey? I hear something about that.
No, I don't recall.
Okay.
Everybody hits their head. I can't think of anything like big.
Well, it would have been big enough. Okay, hold on. Well, yeah, it might have been small. You didn't even realize it. Okay. Well, let me just see something. There's a nutritional component to this. There's something to do with the synapses and the way data is processed. There's a retraining of memory function going on. So you haven't had any head injury that you know about. Have you had any?
No.
Have you had a virus of some sort?
It appears that I might have had. Some weird, mysterious thing that you can't pinpoint. I've had it for a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, but the headaches have been on longer than that, right?
No, headache is new.
No. Oh, okay. Because what I'm getting is it's like a viral infection that is evidencing with that kind of a symptom. And it's almost creating, I see it from my perspective as a head injury, but really it's just affecting certain tissues in the brain. And I do feel that, well, they keep saying good nutrition will be a component to this in healing yourself. There'll be something about diet and things like that are triggers for this. But
yeah.
Okay, you understand that. There's certain food sensitivities that you have that are triggering this and going into the brain and creating areas that are not functioning well. It's poisonous almost. So what you need to do is to kind of clean up some. So they're going to be giving you a protocol to follow. And I do feel that they're going to have a solution. So meanwhile, what I'm going to do is just send in some healing intention, love and light. I need to ask you, as I do that, Michelle, do you accept this healing, please? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. And you're going to be a very good patient, I hear. You're going to listen to what the doctors say. Okay. There's a healing nutritional component. I'm going to the stomach area to give you appetite for what they suggest. In other words, to do what they say. You're going to like what they tell you very much. And I do feel over time, this will go away. It's not something that can be fixed instantly. It's kind of going to wane away slowly over time, but it's a nutritional component that's creating some kind of toxicity in the brain that evidence is almost like an injury, if you will. But it's not an injury, and it will get healed over time. So I've given you a healing, Michelle, and I wish you great health and great wellness.
Thank you.
Thank you, honey. God bless. Bye-bye. Bye. Okay, now I'm going to go to Danny Marie. And there's a couple of people that just hung up for some unknown reason. I don't know why. Hey, Danny Marie.
Hi. Thank you.
Okay, sweetheart. So we can do a life question for you, or if you just want me to look at your energy and see if there's any messages that just come in overall, I'd rather me do another side connection. Do you want me to just look? Because I know your email, what it is. Let me see something here. Oh, well, the most important thing I get right now around you is love, which wasn't what I was expecting. Do you have a question that you want to ask? Is there a question that you want to ask, love?
Well, I'd like to know actually what healing modalities I should be focused on at this time. I'm an energy healer.
Okay.
And I'm trying to expand.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, so I was thinking you would want a question like that. Maybe because it is. Are you married now? Do you have somebody in your life?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's all that is then. Okay, I'm feeling a beautiful love and partnership there. Great. Okay, Danny Marie. Okay.
I don't know about that, but.
Oh, well, maybe that is something that has to. Oh, okay. Well, I want to just say that must be on your mind in some form or fashion. Then that's why it shows up. But anyway, we'll go to your other question, which is the most important thing today for you, which is what you want to focus on, which is what healing modalities work best with Danny Marie. You're open to anything. You would try anything once. You're very creative and intuitive in your thinking and in your logic. Intellect. In other words, you're intuitive and intellectual. You have an unusual blend of right brain, left brain, which works well in a cohesive way for handling big problems, big healing problems. We're talking about, wow, life or death problems. You can take on the big stuff, and you will be taking on the big stuff, and that's where you want to go ultimately. Like, life or death, life-threatening illness. You will get there eventually. It's recommended that you start smaller on little things. And actually, you might even, have you done any work with animals? Because I see you working with animals or smaller things as well.
I have not yet.
Okay, well, that's a way to kind of get some training, some proof of this, or developing it further. But what I see is you want to take on the big stuff, and that the answer is yes, you have the equipment, and that's what you're supposed to do. You come to Earth to heal and help in that way. Take on the huge cataclysmic shifts in people's lives, the life-threatening illnesses, not only physical, but emotional, mental, in all different ways. You have the shoulders, the broad shoulders on which people can rest and find solace and healing. You also have the body and the physique that is strong for this. You've chosen this body as a soul plan for this lifetime to have a lot of vitality, because the energy that you need to channel to handle these big things needs to be a lot. So you have the bandwidth, if you will, as a physical person to not get run down when you are dealing with karmically difficult situations or lower vibrational situations. So that is your answer. To go for the big stuff as you're wanting, because that's what you're supposed to be doing. Oh, and they tell me that you're a karmic healer. That means that you go to the root cause. You go to a karmic level, and you're able to have sight for that and go into that and see that, and that's where you release things. You don't handle symptom, you handle cause. You handle fear, you handle contracts, soul contracts. You go to that level. By the way, that's what I do, which is kind of interesting. And I found out that it's one of the thing I'm doing, I'm assuming, is called Rainbow Bridge Antakarana, which is an Indian type of modality, which is based on return to oneness. And so what you would be doing similar in that you're helping a soul return to the supreme energy, the supreme oneness, so that fears are obliterated and they move to alignment with source. And then the healing happens. Have you read the book by Anita Morjani called Dying to Be Me?
No, I've heard that book, but I have not read it yet.
Well, I suggest you look at that just to show, what it shows basically is that healing, oh God, Wayne Dyer, I just got a crick in my toe. Wayne Dyer, Wayne Dyer wrote the introduction or forward for that book. But the reason is, you know, he had leukemia for a long time. He did get it cured, as I understand. Or it was returned. He returned to oneness and was cured, if you will. But her story is, and this is for everybody listening, is that she was dying of cancer. She had had 4 years of different treatments, and none of which took root. She had had a fear-based belief system prior to all of this, because she started to believe that there is such a thing as illness and there is such a thing as cancer. And so the more she believed in it, the more she was able to hold that frequency in her frame, in her body, and then it evidenced as a reality for her. So the book is all about her going to spirit, meeting her guides, them giving her a choice. If you want to go back to Earth, even though medical science had no ability to cure her by the time she got into the hospital, whatever was left as far as our science was not going to be able to help her. So she was given a choice by her guides. You can choose to go back to Earth and you'll be healed no matter what happens. You'll be healed. Or you can choose to stay in spirit. Either choice is fine. And so she chooses to go back to Earth. And the miracle of her healing was documented by many medical journals. She lived in Singapore at the time. I believe this was the early 2000s. This happened, 2006. So she was cured. But not because of what the doctors did, just because, like, within 4 days, these huge grape-sized, grapefruit-sized tumors in her body disintegrated. And you can see her now on YouTube or whatever. You know, she's been interviewed over and over again. So that's what return to oneness means, right? It means.
Yes. And what's her name again?
Anita, and I'll give you the last name, Moore, Moor, Jani, Jani. And the book is Dying to Be Me. And it's a play on the words, the idea that she had to die to learn how to come back and truly be her essence, who she is, to join with oneness, to become connected, to align with her soul, with her purpose, with everything. And that was one of the big lessons there, not only what I just said about healing, but also the lesson of we, all of us, are magnificent beings. If we only knew how magnificent we are. And so she had to die to realize what a light she is. Everybody, you, me, everybody. We have, when we take off the body, we see who we really are. It's very powerful that we are, but we all choose to come here, depending on our evolution. Some have less choice than others, depending on where your soul is at. But let's just say we're talking about those that are in our frequency. We choose to incarnate, to forget who we are, to forget our magnificence, so that we can so we can rediscover our magnificence, which is the whole point of evolution. So it's a great book, and it kind of hits on all those wonderful points, and you are a healer that's going to take on the big stuff, and that's where you're wanting to go, and you will go there.
Boy, and I tell you, the fact that you even mentioned that book, that resonates with me so well, because I am a brain tumor survivor. And that's what got me into doing healing work.
Oh my God. Wow. Go figure, darling. So go off and get the book, darling, darling. And also, I want to say something else. Everything can be healed. Relationship problems can be healed the same way. You go into a trance and you set intention. You project from your third eye out. So any conflicts in relationships, hint, hint, You know, you don't need to discuss it. You just send it out. Send out the messages to him and also to universe. So you, I do I talk to people on a subliminal level. I use my third eye for influence to talk to them and have a conversation if there's a problem. Or if there's no problem, like I just want somebody to call me and I don't feel like calling them, I'll send out a message.
Right.
Right. But you can all, it works. And then the other thing is to do healing with people. It's just all of it is like versions of the same thing, and also creating, manifesting. And I like to mention this usually once during the show. If anybody needs something in their life, go to my website, Spirit Medium Laura or Spirit Medium TV. Spirit Medium TV is a page on my website.com, and you'll see the main menu, and on the top you'll see Clairvoyant Healer is one of the choices. If you click on that, you'll look down the menu choices, and manifesting is one of them. And that's how you do all of this stuff that I'm talking about. It is a way that I'm using that works very powerfully. And there are many ways to do this, of course. Okay, Dani Marie, I'm so sorry because I'm having trouble. Your name is unusual, but very beautiful, Dani Marie. You have a beautiful day, honey, and I want to, oh, thank you, love. Bye-bye. Bye.
Namaste.
Namaste. Bye-bye, honey. Okay, oh, there's Corinne. Let me go to her. Hey, Corinne, what's going on?
Hey, Laura, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. So are you wanting an other side connection this evening, or what are you here for? It says other side.
Yeah.
Okay. There is a mother figure here for you. And I do see longer hair. It looks like it's in the brown family of color. Now, why she would show me longer hair, I don't know, but I will give you everything. I don't know who this. Maybe she's showing me you or somebody you know on Earth as well. Let's be very broad at the moment. The first thing, though, I get is an image of long, flowing hair. A very creative person, creative genius of sorts, a very kind individual, much like you. She loves you very, very much. She looks in on you from time to time. You're not alone anymore. She says she does come in to say hello to you. I'm going to give you more evidence so we can get a firm ID on this. Full lips, like to wear red lipstick. Pretty woman, slender build, seems to be in an urban environment. She even has her bust line is a little bit more petite, even, you know, not a real big bust line, smaller bust, slender, a very sophisticated kind of personality, very kind, seems to like cats. She goes on, and I know you're into art, but I also see her in an art gallery or something to do with art. She likes art. She's very flamboyant at times, also athletic at times. I'm going to find out what she means by that. What do you mean by that, please? Flamboyant, artistic, creative. See, I think she likes dance also, or she might have liked something in that area as well. So I see it like very diversified, you know, that she's got more of a physicality, a well-developed body. She's also spiritual. She's a healer type. She's a creative type, an artist type. She's got all these things going on. She also looks like her hair, right now it changed just a little bit. Now it has a little bit more texture to it, a little bit more wave. It's kind of got some curl on it going on, but it's a little bit shorter now. Before it was a little bit longer. So showing me different hairstyles. So now, you had said yes before, but are you recognizing who I'm seeing, please?
No, that doesn't sound like my mother. No.
Oh, okay. Does it sound like?
I'm not.
Okay. Does it sound like anybody you know? Even yourself?
Possibly a couple of younger friends that have died. Women.
Okay, so let's go in that direction. Do you have a cousin that might look like that? I hear the word cousin.
I probably do, but I don't remember. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, let me just continue with this. Well, this woman has a 40-ish look to her, 1940s. Okay, so she's got like that kind of look to her. She could have just liked to do retro clothing or what have you. I don't know. All right, she might have had a little bit of style and grace to her, the way she performed or the way she likes. There's a dramatic, theatrical kind of thing going on here. Let me see what else. She likes to drink alcohol, sometimes a little bit too much. She's very creative, inventive, and also she says superficial at the same time. She's a bon vivant. She likes to live life to the fullest and sometimes on the surface. Actually, she says she didn't really think too much, mostly in the moment, that kind of a person. She did take risks with her health and risks with her life. She was always in the wrong, hold on. She usually took a lot of risks. She goes along with that, always in the wrong place at the wrong time, but I always got away with it okay. She says that made her take risks in the end, and that is the reason why she had a passing. It was very sudden. There was no one around to help her. And she's not showing me yet what it was, but I'm going to go to that, honey. There was no one around. There was no one around to help her, and there's some kind of fall or something like that, where she hurt herself. So, you know who this is?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, she's a friend of yours, she says. She says she always took a lot of risks with her health. She says nobody could really help her or intervene. There was no interventions that ever would work with her. She's a risk taker. She also looks like she smoked cigarettes at least one point in her life. She shows me cigarettes. She also didn't like to eat very what's the word for it, carefully, like candy and things like that. Kind of a live for today, kind of, in the moment kind of personality. She's laughing a little bit, giggling right now. She shows me a mid-tone brown with some kind of little bit of freckles in the face, just a little bit of freckles there. She's a very kind person, though, underneath it all. Wasn't good with money either. Sometimes needed and would ask friends for help, but always lived well, even though she never seemed to have much. She was always living well. Make sense to you, please, Corinne?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, there's a couple gals I'm thinking of right now, and it's kind of mixing up,
Okay. Let me see if I can give you something very specific from, okay, one of them, could be a few here. Would one of you please step forward? The last one I saw has a brownish color hair that has a little bit of, the palettes of complexion, right? You have autumn, spring, summer, and winter palettes as far as coloring goes. She has a little bit of the yellow undertones in her skin. She's more of an autumn palette, even though the hair is mostly brown. It's got some wave in it, a little bit of frizziness to it. And her skin is it's like a white look, but it has, if she would go in the sun, she'd get some light freckles. That's the kind of person she is. Now she shows me her face more. She's got high cheekbones and a straight nose, full doe lips. She doesn't wear any makeup right now, or she doesn't show me anything on her lips right now. She has almost perfect features. She looks like she has more hazel eyes. She's a slender build. So yeah, there probably were a few people that were coming in because this is a little bit different. Although I do feel she has a dramatic nature and a theatrical nature. I also feel that she liked to dance, or she might have even been a serious dancer, like, jazz or ballet or something like that in her younger years. But as she got older, she fell away from those more wholesome habits, and she laughs a little bit. She says dancers don't take care of themselves anyway. She laughs a little bit. She's a little sardonic wit there. She says, yeah, I was smoking for most of my dance years. So she's a person, see if I can get one other thing. Try to get something that's really, 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 really on point. So I'll just summarize. A creative, artistic person, lives for today in the moment, seemed to have a dance background, maybe late teens, early 20s, maybe even to mid-20s. But even there, always pushing herself in the wrong way. Smoked. Okay. And then at the end of her life, she's taking risks. She doesn't seem to have much money. She's very charming. Oh, she also shows me something.
90 seconds.
Something else just now, living off of men a lot, particularly get by. Very attractive woman, slender build. Said that a few times. And then there's also a boy under her, which means she could have had a child, a son. But
okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say it's kind of unusual for someone like her to have a kid, so I don't know how nurturing and loving, because she doesn't seem to be particularly home-oriented or domestically oriented, but she seems to have a boy, a son, and she says something about he's not much older than your son. Do you have a son? You don't have a son, do you?
No,
No.
no way.
Yeah, I didn't think you did, from what I know about you. Okay, well, she has a son, so that on Earth, not in spirit. Now, when I said that, did it help you connect the dots?
Not really. No. I mean, like most of what you said about her is true. The one I'm thinking of, she did fall, and that's how she died.
Well, then that's her. There may be a few things that are not correct. So, but what is the part that the part that doesn't resonate is
10 seconds.
What is that?
The son.
The son.
She has 2 little girls.
Oh, okay. She has girls. Okay, that's what it is then. Okay, that's fine. Because I felt she has children, but the rest of her personality and her temperament is so in the moment, kind of artsy, kind of bizarre, that to have children for somebody like her, it would have been I mean, I'm sure she loved and loves her children very much, but it's a little out of character for her because she likes to live in the moment, in the now, not plan for the future. It takes a lot of risks. So there she is, and she comes in to say hello to you, and she also says, "Thank you very much for taking care of things for me. You cleaned up a mess I left." Now, there was more than one mess, but you involved yourself with something that helped iron out some settlement or something like that. She knows about that, and she thanks you for that, Corinne. I hope that makes sense to you, honey.
Yeah, it does. It does.
All right, honey. Well, thank you so much for calling in this evening. I'm going to now I'm going to say goodnight to everybody, and you included. I want to thank you so much, honey.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you, love. Bye-bye. Okay. I want to thank everybody for calling in today, for listening, what have you. If you would like a discounted session, 25% off, just go to spiritmediumtv.com. Item number 1 on that page has that. If you'd like to be in a contest to win a session with me, just go join the mailing list at spiritmediumtv.com. And I look forward to doing this again with you on Wednesday, October 21st. Namaste. Bye.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.